Hi, little dreamer. Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello. Today we have the owner of the winning franchisee of round three auction experience by ISPL, Mr. Garv, and he will be joining us anytime soon. Hi,
Hello,
Garv.
how are you?
Hey, can you hear me? All good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you as well. How you doing? All good? Safe?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. So, congratulations, first of all, on making Rajasthan Maharajas the winning franchisee of ISPL Round 3.
Thank you. Thank you
Um,
so much.
how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling this sense of accomplishment. I mean, it's obviously a great competition, and yeah, it's just I feel like all the hard work that I did, it's paid off, and I do also feel this urge to participate in the competition once again due to the amazing
Definitely.
experience.
Yeah, definitely, man. So, you said did a lot of hard work. So, could you please run us through a little bit of how your preparation looked like?
Yeah, sure. So I'll take you through my initial plan. So before going into the auction, I made sure to develop a plan which would guarantee me like the best possible team with the given players. So my
Mm-hmm.
plan was initially to create slots for roles, a wicket
Yeah.
keeper, batsman, two all rounders, bowling all rounder, and so on and so forth. So I did this, and I also did this while keeping some extremely important points in my mind. Firstly, I needed 4 or 5 match winning outsiders, which was the limit. A responsible captain, backed by a sharp vice captain. A wicket keeper
Hmm.
with a part time also as a backup, and a few youngsters to maintain the
Yeah.
successful future of the Rajasthan Maharajas. And many more were also taken into consideration. So I would place the optimum players in these slots, and if I didn't receive the optimum player, I would replace the player by like a second, third, or fourth in the list, and this ensured that my
Mhm.
plan was sound and guaranteed me a perfect team.
And the shell of the team, in the sense the balance never
Yeah,
changed all through the auction.
definitely, definitely.
So let me just read out your team for our viewers. So
Yeah.
Sunil Narayan, Steve Smith, Jasprit Bumrah, Dwayne Bravo, Vijay Shankar, Krunal Pandya, Shubman Gill, Duplessis, KL Rahul, Sanju Samson, Yuzvendra Chahal, and Mitchell Stark. So who would your captain be, Karl?
So the captain that I assigned to this team was Steve Smith due to his invaluable
Yeah, yeah.
experience as a successful Australian captain throughout many years. And he has led Australia to some great wins in different tournaments, and his batting really
Mhm.
creates the impression of a true leader, I believe. And his match-winning knocks really boost the confidence of the players in the team, which I think is absolutely magnificent. And he really makes a great captain and leads by example.
And what about vice captain?
The vice captain that I thought of was KL Rahul, and
Yeah,
he was
definitely.
chosen through a lot of thought and consideration because he has led the Kings 11 to victory quite a lot of times, and his batting is very impressive. He can really aid Smith with making some crucial decisions, which I
Mhm.
believe would be invaluable.
And I think both of them are players that lead by example. So you've got that
Yeah,
off.
definitely.
So um, in the video that you sent us as well, you spoke a lot about ISPL being a good experience and you
Yeah.
learning a lot of new skills. So could you just speak about a little in terms of what you learned by doing this?
Yeah, but as I said, it's an excellent experience, and there's a lot to take back from this competition. So there were many learnings, like multiple learnings. And wait, hello, can you hear me? I think my
Yeah, I
Wi-Fi
can
went.
hear.
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, so
Yeah.
talking about the skills that I picked up, so to begin with, the main skill that I learned was patience. So in the
Hmm.
beginning of the auction, you must remember that I didn't buy a single player from the first marquee list,
I
while
know.
some other while some other teams had gotten a handful of players, really good players. For the viewers that don't know, the first marquee list contained players like Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, and many other top world-class players. I did not buy any of these players from the first marquee list as the teams were overspending and quite frankly they were getting overexcited over these players. So I remained patient and I stuck to my plan of not spending more than the set price for the targeted players. Uh, then when the other set of really good players arrived, I was able to not only catch up with the others, but I believe that's the place where I really overtook them and won the competition. So back to my point of patience, it is very important in a heated situation like this, in an auction, and that was one of my key learnings, I believe, from this experience.
That's great. That's great. So, I'm curious, have you done any MUNs or anything like that before? And if you have, how similar do you think this is in terms of the skills you developed to that? And was it a very academic experience?
Yeah, well, I have done some MUNs in the past before, and I think this is kind of similar, but it also has its own uniqueness and
Mm-hmm.
its sense of something new you're doing. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely a huge learning experience because I talked about the skills that I learned, like patience,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I think it has its own uniqueness and it's really helpful. It's going to help me in the future with the new skills that I've learned.
Absolutely. And I had the same conversation with Kabir as well. He, it will, I believe that ISPL in general will develop your research skills, but you're not only researching and basing your decisions on pure numbers. If you do
Yeah,
that, you're not going to create a good cricket team because after all,
definitely.
it's a bunch of people and humans that you need to play the game with. So there's a very soft element to this, and that's what makes it interesting. So, you won the competition. Kudos. But if you think you had to go out there and beat yourself again, how would you improve? What do you think you would do different next time?
Well, I think I might have so I think in that some of those areas I would give them a higher price bracket and maybe try to aim for
Mhm.
those higher class players. So I
Okay.
think that one of the two places in my team could have been improved with better players. But that's definitely a learning experience. I think if I participate again, I would definitely take that into consideration in my planning and definitely come back with a stronger team in the future.
Absolutely. And in terms of the overall experience that we provided, how did you think it was, and how do you think we could improve from our side as well?
Well, overall, as I said, it's an excellent experience. There were many intense moments in the auction. A lot of on the spot thinking and improvisation was also required. There were as I spoke about the learnings also, and I feel the idea was also very unique, as I said, and interesting. And
Hmm.
where you could improve is I think you can give a little bit more time
Yeah, I
to
agree.
the
That's what
players.
a lot of people have been telling us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but other than that, it's absolutely amazing. I think it was a great experience. It would help me a lot in the future as well. Yeah.
Hmm. And so, what we did right now was only the cricket side, so just the auction experience. But ISPL as a whole is much more than that. It's about brand development. It's about actually building your franchisee. It's about thinking of ways you're going to market your team. It's about thinking how you're going to price your tickets in a imaginary stadium that we provide. It's a much bigger element, but we captured a small amount of it, of the branding and the color schemes and stuff like that in this round. And yeah, could you please talk about your logo and your name
Okay,
and why?
so if I talk about the logo, why like how I chose my logo and how I really constructed my logo. So if I talk about the colors first, blue. Blue was one of the main things in one of the main colors in my logo. So what does it
Yeah.
really signify? It signifies the color of the sky, as we all know. and it shows that the sky is kind of like the limit for our players in the world class players in our team. And then the second color
Yeah.
we had was orange, which gives a sense of warmth and calmness, and which really signifies the importance of patience and remaining calm, as I spoke before, in different situations. That's basically the logo.
And what about your name, Rajasthan Maharajas? Where do you get that from?
Maharajas gives kind of like a sense of being grand, and that's the kind of impact we want to create on our fans and all the people watching. So
Hmm.
that's where the Maharajas aspect comes from. And Rajasthan kind of complements that Maharaja sense, because Rajasthan is known in the past to be quite a grand place. So that's how it came up.
Absolutely. So, um, talking about your individual batting and bowling attack, um, would you uh, would you have changed anything in your team mix? So let me just have a look. You said your shell of the team, right? Your initial strategy had how many batsmen? Four batsmen, two all rounders,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
spinners, in the matchup. Yeah. Um, did that work out well for you, or would you change that shell? Because we're seeing more and more in the IPL now as well. We're seeing more and more all rounders come into play. So, how would you look into that?
Well, I, for one, am a believer in sticking to your plan, and I believe this one worked out really well. As you can see, I won the competition. It worked really well for me as I stuck to the plan. But it depends really on the new players coming in the market. If they are good
Hmm.
all-rounders, there could be some changes to the plan, the overall plan. But the shell, as you said, is going to remain the same because it's
Yeah.
very effective as a plan. Yeah.
Hmm. Definitely. And just out of curiosity, would you have enjoyed like this experience even more if we brought in an element of home conditions and uh, you having to create a team, considering the fact that half of your tournament will be played in your home conditions, that of course we would give to you.
Well, if we put the experience aside, it would be a
Hmm.
much better judging process. The judging would be in depth if there was a side
Yeah.
of having your own ground and the conditions. If you had your own ground, then you really have to plan even further. Your planning would have to
Yeah.
be more meticulous in the sense that you have to keep in mind those conditions. So I think it would be a great addition to the competition. And I think it would
Again,
add
I
a
think,
depth. Yeah.
yeah. Again, we are definitely working on it in the sense that we have worked on it. We're just finding the right time to launch this idea. But um, what that would do is, again, the shell, I'm just assuming, please correct me if I'm wrong, the shell would remain the same, but how you budget the money that you have, you would probably change that, because if you have a turning wicket, you would obviously have fast bowlers, but you would spend more on your spinners.
Definitely.
Just Yeah. And talking about budgeting, it was a pretty like tough financial crunch in it. Like, it was
Yeah,
what,
definitely.
45 crores to
Yeah, 45 crores.
get 12 players, and everyone were out there
Yeah,
bidding
definitely.
high. How did
That's what
you
I was
handle that?
thinking. That's what I was thinking in the middle while I was planning. I was like, 45 crores, it seems to be really, really less. But
Hmm.
definitely, you have to think about your planning. If your planning is meticulous, no price is less for you, all right? Everything, because everyone has the same purse. So keeping that in mind, everybody has to plan the same way. Everybody has to keep that in mind. And I believe in the start, a few teams forgot about that price cap. So yeah, that was a very important, critical aspect of the competition.
Absolutely. So, Garv, I know you play cricket as well. Um, so, do you think doing this experience can actually help you in the game while you play?
Yeah, definitely. In the middle of my planning, I felt myself grow as a cricket player as well, because I was really
Hmm.
thinking about how one player plays with the other. So you really start thinking about yourself and how you bat, because you are put into that situation as well. You are the team owner. You will be seeing them play. So it really improves your game as well, your knowledge about the game.
Yeah, and
That's
absolutely, because now you're not only thinking about how I'm playing, but you're also looking from the perspective of, this is the team, and I have decided that these are all the roles that I need to put in to make this team a winning team. And then you kind of reflect back and say, like, okay, right, so which box do I take as a player? Where do
Yeah,
I fit in this definition of a winning team
definitely,
I made? It's really
definitely.
interesting how it pans out.
Yeah,
And like, correct me if I'm wrong again. So, you know, growing up, even I'm growing up, what, 19, but we always had this misconception of, if I have to be involved in cricket, it has to be by playing. Like, everybody in India loves cricket, right? And you ask them, what do you want to do? Like 90% would be like a reason, someone like saying, you know what, I love cricket and I want to be a top manager of a cricket franchise because I love cricket. I want to. So, how do you think this ISPL has opened up the doors for you and given you the exposure from different sides and different angles of the game?
yeah. Well, I think after doing this, after participating in this competition, it's really made me think about what I want to do with cricket, like if I want to take it forward or not. And I think it's really important for those who are looking to get interested in cricket because
Hmm.
it really helps you analyze different aspects of the competition that you didn't even know were there. So I
Hmm.
think as a cricketer, if you want to grow and if you want to take this avenue when you grow up, you definitely have to go through this, which is very important.
Yeah, I think what ISPL does is, like, when we're trying to achieve something in cricket, because we love playing cricket and we love cricket in general, we're moving in one lane, and that one lane is just playing cricket, playing cricket, playing cricket. And then suddenly when you do something like ISPL, you see that there are just to pursue your passion of cricket, there's just not one lane. There are so many other lanes that you can move in. So, in a way, like, it makes the whole process of being involved with cricket more enjoyable because it takes away
Yeah,
the pressure.
definitely.
That's what I feel personally, and that's the reason even me and Ruchir started Crickheart in the first place, because we both love cricket and we both felt this just playing cricket is really limiting ourselves in what we can do. Right, Garv. I'm not going to take too much of your time. Thank you for being there. Congratulations on
Thank you.
winning ISPL round 3. Hope to see you in the next round. Any last words you'd like to say?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you and Richard for hosting this great experience for me, and I would definitely participate again if I got the chance, as I said. And yeah, thank you so much for this interview. It's been great.
Thank you, Garv. Have a good day. Bye.
Cheers. Cheers.